Hello friends, welcome to 99 Movie Recaps. Today we will recap a Canadian body horror film Rabid. The movie begins off evolved whilst displaying this type of female, whose call is Rose. And she has been proven an unattractive man or woman with inside the movie. She wears eyesight glasses and has many marks on her face. And she isn't always greater attractive. She has additionally the dearth of confidence. Because of her idea that she isn't always attractive. And human beings used to make her a laugh at her. Rose is a style designer. And she used to lay out the fascinating clothes. Because she turned into additionally capable. One day, she is transferring to her workplace. She faces problem at the manor so reaches the workplace late. Reaching at workplace, her workplace head starts off evolved to expose his anger at her. It is the time of your arrival. He says to her, look at your face. You lay out the clothes like your face. Hearing it, all status employees start to laugh. There is this type of female who maintains silent. She turned into version female and the quick buddy of Rose. She had affection for Rose. It is the lunch time now. Rose is taking her lunch. Then a boy named Brad processes her. He asks her, will you accompany me to the birthday celebration? Hearing it, Rose is conflicted. But her nice buddy says, it is ideal opportunity. You have to put on the brilliant dress. You have to accompany him. Now it smiles visible that Rose receives ready. And she is going to that birthday celebration alongside Brad. They revel in and additionally speak a lot. Going to the lavatory, Rose hears speaking girls. Who had been speaking maliciously about Rose. They had been additionally gossiping that Brad might not have taken Rose right here. He delivered her right here at the insistence of Rose's speedy buddy. Being grieved, Rose is going to her speedy buddy. She asks her, is it true? That you insisted Brad to accompany me? Her buddy tells, yeah. It is truth. But I say so that you can also additionally skip your existence joyfully. You do not cross anywhere. Don't take me wrong. Rose leaves from there due to being sad. And she starts off evolved to power away, sitting on her motorbike. But she faces a twist of fate with a vehicle at the manor. So she is fatally injured. Her speedy buddy is grieved, witnessing it. She is long gone manic and brings her into the hospital. Rose had acquired the deep wounds. Her complete frame turned into bandaged. She restored her senses after a week. When the bandage is eliminated from her face, they witness that her face has distorted. And it's also exquisite for Rose to accept as true with after witnessing it. What has she faced? Rose's speedy buddy brings her into her house. She says, of course. You had been unwell and mindless for plenty days. So our workplace head has changed your seat with any other employee. Otherwise, have relaxation and live alongside me right here. Coming to residence, she tells her pal and suggests her face. Her pal does additionally now no longer agree with, seeing her. That Rose can be so attractive. Now the self-assurance had began out to expand in her. Because nobody could make a laugh of her. She connects together along with her workplace once more. And she starts off evolved to make her get dressed designs. At this time, her head did now no longer scold her. Her head had glimpsed her while she had visited membership alongside her friend. Where he had provided her, you can be a part of the offerings once more in case you are willing. Because she used to provide a extra appealing look. Her character turned into extra appealing. She likes a boy with inside the membership, however she additionally kills him. She is in her room, waking up with inside the subsequent morning. Her fingers are neither blood-stained nor any lifeless frame identification glimpsed in her surroundings. Nor she is with inside the membership. She thinks that health practitioner had stated rightly that, these are my hallucinations. She starts off evolved to take her medication. Next day, the identical boy comes at the scene who were bitten with the aid of using Rose. He turned into now no longer died. It regarded as though he were infected. He is tangled with someone. He will become too competitive that he bites the mouth of that person. His mouth is blood-stained. Now it smiles visible that Rose is appearing her job. At the identical time, she starts off evolved to experience urge for food. Rose receives as much as take her medication. But she does now no longer get hold of any suitable have an effect on with the aid of using the medicine. Because her uncontrollable urge for food had developed. Opening the refrigerator, she sees the uncooked meat. She tastes it. And her urge for food isn't quenched even after ingesting it. Rose does now no longer understand what she ought to do. Coming out of her house, she witnesses a person seated in a car. Rose begins off evolved following him. Then she receives in his car. They begin speaking with every other. But Rose had any other pursuit in the back of it. She turned into now no longer getting manipulate over her urge for food. So she bites that guy's neck. But this time is likewise past. Then it's Miles determined that subsequent morning, she wakes up once more in her mattress room in a solid condition. Neither her mouth now no longer her frame are blood-stained. She turned into feeling all awkward. And he or she isn't believing that how those hallucination might also additionally have the authenticity. She thinks, I will once more seek advice from the health practitioner, going there. On the alternative aspect, it's Miles witnessed with inside the health facility that guy who had bitten any other guy. He turned into additionally end up so savage. He starts off evolved to assault on a caretaker there. It turned into like a plague which turned into spreading with the aid of using biting. Rose says to her health practitioner, going there that I am dealing with the extraordinary fanatical state. Her health practitioner says, no be counted how extraordinary this is. I instructed you, it is a aspect effect. Rose returns from there. Next morning, she indicates her created fabric designing to her head. Then her head says, marvelous. You have accomplished an exquisite job. And she had sincerely created very commendable fabric designing. Contrarily, the view of clinic is shown, where this contamination is spreading fastly. Doctors have been now no longer knowledge anything, inspecting the circumstance of the sufferers. Is it virus or the opposite thing? Which is popping absolutely each person savage. And the one sufferers sense the want to consume the uncooked meat. Then it's Miles visible that Brad comes to Rose. He says to her, pardon me. I harm you. They both go to the eating place together. Rose feels surprisingly while she is talking with Brad. As she is once more looking to chunk him. Being confused, she movements to the lavatory. She assessments her mouth at the same time as starting it. She is left amazed what she witnesses. That extra enamel have been developing in her mouth. Her mouth turned into additionally blood-stained. She leaves that area after being worried. Then that guy strategies there who have been bitten with inside the vehicle via way of means of Rose. He attacks Rose. On the alternative side, it's Miles observed that hospitals' instances are worse. The sufferers have been increasing. And the medical doctors have been now no longer getting capacity to diagnose their circumstance. But after searching, they recognize that this virus spreads at the same time as biting others. People are beneath its impact sufficient that they're now no longer of their senses. As whom they're biting. They are not able to manipulate their urge for food. In this way, Rose falls at the ground, feeling urge for food. A man or woman is going to help Rose as he sees her as such. But Rose kills him with a tentacle, producing from her body. Then Rose fantasizes that a female has been seated on a bed. And there are numerous caretakers round her, who are protecting her face with the pink fabric. And her face is distorted and strange. Then Rose once more wakes up. She turned into feeling awkwardly. She turned into once more feeling urge for food which turned into out of control for her. She is going to take that bottle of drugs given via way of means of the doctor. Saying, take it while you sense urge for food. Then that bottle falls down at the same time as taking it. Rose stops to test it. It isn't a syrup or medication, however the thick human blood. Then Rose is going to her workplace. She prepares the identical pink get dressed which she dreamt. Then she presentations this get dressed to her workplace head. Her head is stimulated seeing this get dressed. He asks, from wherein did you capture this idea? He says, I will show it in a large display. Thanks which you made it. Now it's Miles visible that display has started. But Rose's buddy had nonetheless now no longer approached there. She is going for her seek and additionally gets the decision of the doctor. He says to her, I want to satisfy you on pressing basis. But Rose does now no longer meet that physician, because it became the time of her created get dressed showing with inside the display. Then she is going to look her pal. Meanwhile, her pal procedures there. She tells that the occasions of the metropolis are worse. Patients' numbering is growing and there has been additionally the blockage of the traffic. I actually have come right here in an exclusive way. I encountered a girl there who bit my hand. What need do I do now? The rely of the reality became this as she became additionally inflamed now. Because a girl who had bitten her might be without a doubt like a supernatural being. Meanwhile, it's Miles observed that Rose starts to sense urge for food once more right here. And she falls at the ground. 2 men and women skip beside her. They pass in advance to assist her. But Rose turns into competitive for no reason and he or she generates her tentacles. And she kills each of these people, attacking with tentacles. Noticing it, Brad is going away, lifting her. He says to her, "You may match on your physician." But she forbids. Because the display became going to be started. Now it's Miles determined that clothes in their designers are displayed. Then there's flip of the designed get dressed of Rose. Her speedy pal comes at the level sporting it. Her designed get dressed became searching exclusive. But her pal turns into violent in anger whilst on foot and he or she bites a girl. So her mouth is absolutely blood-stained. Then she additionally bites her head whilst intending him. After this, Rose's pal falls down there. Then that guy seems who became attacked with the tentacle by Rose. Now he became additionally thirsty for blood now. Meat became additionally the need of him. Moving to her pal, Rose starts to weep. Because cops have been additionally concentrated on the inflamed people, drawing near there. But her first-rate pals turns into the sufferer right here. Brad forcefully brings her to her physician. But Rose is crying bitterly. She is thinking about herself accountable at the back of all this. It is me through whom the virus spread. That physician locks Brad right into a room and tells that, "You have been wondering as Brad is your pal. I had decided on him to maintain a watch on you." Brad tells, "Yeah. This physician is speaking fact. I became preserving a watch on you. I became at the side of you due to the fact I had crazed to be renowned. But agree with me. If it's Miles' fact on one side, contrarily, it's also fact that my coronary heart advanced emotions irrespective of I got here right here toward you. I befriended you honestly. Never doubt it." But Rose begins off evolved crying. She does now no longer agree within this truth that she were deceived substantially. She infuriates Brad after listening to it. Hearing it, physician throws plenty amount of blood at the face of Brad. Rose witnesses a creature in any other room, which became such as human being. Actually, she became half of human. Doctor tells, "She is my spouse." She had regarded that she goes to die. So she presented her frame to a few creature. She became affected by the most cancer's ailment so she desired to get alleviation from her pain. That animal creature became potent so her most cancer's ailment have become permanent. Which can't be cured. This is the cause, she looks as if it. Rose continues to be complete of wrath Brad. In aggression, she kills Brad, producing her tentacles. Taking out her knife, she starts off evolved to reduce the tentacles of physician's spouse. So physician's spouse begins off evolved to die. Doctor can't take any movement due to the fact he's out of room. Then Rose additionally cuts her throat with the equal knife. So the virus won't unfold outside. Then it's far visible that physician is growing something subsequent day. He is mixing the blood in a mixer grinder. There also are a few tentacles, mendacity beside. He brings those each matters for Rose. It's far visible that Rose became alive now no longer dead. Because she had additionally were given the most cancers mobilular which have been everlasting. Not she can't lose her breath no matter her will. It became sorrowful end which had end up the torment for Rose. And that physician became very glad even as tormenting Rose. It appeared as though he himself is a psychotic patient. The film additionally completes in this scene. Movie Rabid was released in year 2019. This movie is directed by Jen and Sylvia Soska. It's a Canadian body horror film. This movie got a review of 5.2 out of 10 on IMDb. The main cast of the movie are Laura Vandervoort, Ben Hollingsworth, and Phil Brooks. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe our channel 99 Movie Recaps.